All right, good morning, guys. Today we're going to review our long division using two divisors. Remember, we've talked about how we can do it with a standard algorithm, where we just put our number here, draw our line, and then put our answer on the top. And we're going to review that watching our Math Antics video. But we're also today going to talk about how can we use place value to help us understand how to do long division, okay? And this is just another strategy that you can use. It's another way that you can divide. I want to teach you lots of different strategies, and then you figure out which one works best for you and which one you like the best. Another method we're going to talk about, if we have time today, is called the box method. And we're going to talk through that. Did any of you learn the box method of multiplication when you were in elementary school? Did you go over that? How you did? So it's just another strategy that you can use. It might make you feel more comfortable to use it that way. So we'll just see. You can try out all three different methods and see which one works best for you. Okay. The most important part is you coming up with the right answer and learning through the process and how the numbers work. Okay, so that's the most important part. So we're going to go ahead and if you'll give your attention to the video, and we're going to watch this Math Antics.
Hi, welcome to Math Antics. In our video called Long Division, we learn how to do division problems. And that involved trying to divide the dividend one digit at a time, digit by digit. And in the examples we saw, going digit by digit was pretty easy because we only had one digit divisors. But what if you need to use that division method for problems that have bigger divisors? Like if you're dividing by a 2 or 3 digit number. In this lesson, we're going to learn how you handle problems like that. The good news is that you kind of already know what to do. You just may not realize it yet. To see what I mean, have a look at these two division problems. They both have the same dividend and both have a one-digit divisor. But these divisors are different numbers, and as you'll see, that's going to affect our digit-by-digit division process. To solve this first problem, we start by asking, how many 2's does it take to make 5 or almost 5? Or you can think of it as how many 2's will fit into 5. And it's easy to see that the answer is 2. So we put a 2 as the first digit of our answer. Then we multiply 2 times 2, which is 4. We subtract that 4 from the 5, which leaves us a remainder of 1. Now we move to our next digit, and we need to bring down a copy of it to combine with the remainder from the first digit.
Okay. Now, on some of the things that I looked at that you've been working on, this is where I saw that a lot of us had trouble with. Okay, we weren't sure where to bring this number down. We weren't sure where to subtract. And so I want you to see how this is set up. As they move from digit to digit, and then you bring this one down. Just like our poster shows, I put it with different color marker to show how those numbers move down to show you what you're going to divide with next.
Then we ask, how many 2's will make 12? That's easy, 6. So we put 6 as the next digit of our answer. 2 times 6 equals 12, and 12 minus 12 leaves no remainder. And finally, for our last digit, even though there was no remainder, we can bring a copy down and ask, how many 2's will make 8? And the answer is exactly 4. 4 times 2 equals 8, which again leaves no remainder. There, we went digit by digit and broke our problem up into 3 division steps, one for each digit. And we got our answer, 264. Now let's solve the next example. And right at the start, you'll see we have a bit of a problem. When we ask how many 8's does it take to make 5 or almost 5, the answer is none. And that's because the first digit, taken by itself, is less than the divisor. 8 is too big to divide into 5. So what do? Well, instead of just trying to divide the first digit all by itself, let's group the first 2 digits together. If we group the 5 and the 2 together, then our first step will be to ask how many 8's will make 52. That's better. 8 will divide into 52 about 6 times. So we'll put a 6 in our answer line, right above the 2. Why does it go there? Because we had to skip the first digit and group it with the 2. If we wanted to, we could have put a 0 above that first digit, since the 8 wouldn't divide into it any times. And if that helps you keep track of which answer digit you're on, then that's a good idea. But it's not required. So 6 times 8 equals 48. And then 52 minus 48 gives us a remainder of 4. Now we only have one digit left to divide, so we bring down a copy of it to combine with the remainder and ask how many 8s will make 48. We know the answer to that is 6 also. 6 times 8 is 48, which leaves no remainder. There, our answer is 66. Did you notice the difference between these two problems? We wanted to go digit by digit in both problems, but in the second problem, the divisor was bigger than the first digit of the dividend, so we had to start out by going 2 digits at a time in that case. And that helps us see something really important about this traditional long division method. You don't always have to go 1 digit at a time. You can break the dividend up into bigger chunks of digits if you want, and apply the same procedure to those bigger chunks. You could go 2 or 3 digits at a time, or even try to divide the entire dividend all in one step. And taking bigger chunks of the dividend usually results in fewer division steps. Notice that there were 3 steps in the first problem, but only 2 steps in the second problem. Fewer steps? I like the sound of that. That seems like a lot less work. Ah, yes, fewer division steps does sound better, but it's really not. That's because the more digits you group together, the harder that division step will be. I thought it sounded too good to be true. It's kind of like climbing stairs. When you have a lot of small steps, each one is easy to climb. But with only a few big steps, each one can be a challenge of its own.
Now, why do you think that it's harder if I chunk bigger numbers together? Melvin, what are you thinking?
Because they're larger.
Because they're larger. And I know my multiplication tables for the most part up to 12. But do I know straight out of my head what 3 times 562 is? No, I don't know those multiples, okay? So when I break it down into smaller chunks, because I know those in my head, and you guys know you need to be practicing those, know them as quick as you can say your name, then I can memorize them, and I have them in my head so that I can do them quickly, and that leads me to doing more mental math. And that's where we want to get to, is doing more mental math.
That's why we always try to go just 1 digit at a time. If you only have to divide into 1 or 2 digits of the dividend at a time, it's much easier because all of the answers to those smaller division steps can be found on the multiplication table, which you have memorized, right? But when we have to go 3 or 4 digits at a time, it's a lot harder to figure out the answer of each step. Okay, but how does that relate to 2-digit divisors? As you'll see, 2-digit divisors force us to take bigger steps. To see what I mean, let's try solving 2 new division problems that have the same dividend as before, but 2 new divisors.
Okay. We're going to come back to that later, because what I want to go over with you now is these other methods into solving these problems. Okay, using place value is a way. How can we use place value to help us solve the problems? And then I wanted to present with you the box method. And then we're going to practice some of these today. All right, so if I look at this one that I have on my anchor chart, I had 2 divided by 256. Now in this one, we're going to go digit by digit. Okay, so what's my first digit? 2. Will 2 go into 2?
Yes.
Yes. What can I multiply by 2 to get 2? 1. So that's going to be my first. And look where I'm going to put it. Right above the 2. Okay? So there's going to be my first digit. So 1 times 2 is 2. Now what do? I subtract. I'm going to subtract 2 from 2. And what do I get? 0. All right, very good. Now I'm going to bring down my 5 right here. Now, is there anything I can multiply by to get 5? No. But is there something I can multiply by that gets close to it?
Yeah.
What is it?
2.
2. Okay? So now I'm going to put this 2 right above my 5. 2 times 2 is 4. Now I'm going to subtract again. That gives me 1. Now what do I do?
Bring down the 6.
I've got to bring down the 6. Now I have 16. Is there anything that I know that I can multiply by that gives me 16 or close to 16? That is
You can multiply by 8.
8. Very good. 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. And how much do I have left over?
0.
0. Okay? Standard algorithm. Okay? Now let me show you another way where you can chunk it a little bit bigger. If I think about expanded form, and I think about this number, 256, what does that look like in expanded form?
200.
200.
50 plus 6.
Because I know that 256 is 2 squares of 100. If I think about it in my place value blocks. 5 rods of 10. And 6 of my little ones blocks, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I got that in my head. So how am I going to use that to help me divide? Well, let's think about it this way. We're going to put our number down, just like we were digit by digit. Now I'm going to look at it as 200. Jemiah, do you know anything that I can multiply by 2 that gives me 200? Yeah, what can I multiply by 2 to give me 200?
100.
100. Very good. All right, so now I've got 100. I'm going to use a different color. So now I've got 100. All right. So guess what? 100 times 2 is 200. Now I'm going to subtract 200, and what am I left with? 56. Okay? Do you know anything that I can multiply 2 by that's going to get me close to 50 or right at 50? Okay?
30.
Okay, can I multiply 2 by 30? What's that get me?
Oh, no, that's going to be over.
That'll be too much. That'll be 60. Okay?
25.
You said 18? 28. Will that get me? Let's see. Say 28 times 2. What's that get me? 2 times 8 is 16. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 5. Ooh, that got me to 18. Got me all the way to 56. So guess what I can do? I can skip a step. I've got 100, and I'm going to put 18 up here. 28 up here. 28 up here. So now I know that 28 times 2 is 56, and guess what I am? I'm done. So my answer is 128. Just using my place value. Get your mind wrapped around that a little bit. Now I could have done this in smaller chunks. I knew that 20 times 2 is 40, and then I would have brought down and got 16 here, and then put my 8, just like this shows you right here. Okay, but Michael was able to take it in an even bigger chunk, and he knew that 28 times 2 would be 56. Good job with the mental math there. Okay, do you want to try another one like this? All right, let's try another one. see about 3 divided by 569. Okay? 3 divided by 569. I know that 569 is how many how many hundreds? 5 hundreds and 60, 6 tens, and 9 ones. Okay, so let's break that down. Do you know anything that I can multiply 3 by to get close to 500?
100.
100. Good job. 100, and that gives me what? 300. All right. Now I'm going to subtract by 300 from this, and this is pretty easy subtraction, right? And I've got, okay, now I've got 269. Okay. So now I need to go down to, I can't do 100 again, can I?
No.
So now what am I going to do?
You gotta do 60. Oh, you gotta break the number down.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta do it like 3 times.
So now I'm going to do it by something by tens.
Yeah.
So what do you think I could do in my tens place to get close to?
So 269. 95.
Okay, could I do 90? Let's see 3 times 90. What's 3 times? I can do 90 times 3. What's that going to give me? 0. 9 times 3 is 27. So that gives me 270. So that's a little bit too much, isn't it?
1 over. So 89.
Okay, so now we're going to go, oh, you're doing 89. Well, let's try it with just our tens place. And let's try it with just 80. All right, so now we're going to put 80 up here. So what is 80 times 3?
80 times 3 is 100. 240.
240. Now I'm going to subtract that out. 240. Okay, 9. Take away 0 is 9.
6 take away 4 is 2.
Now I've got 29. Okay, will 3 go into 29?
Yes. Yes. Wait. No.
No. Is there another number that'll go into it that kind of gets me close?
No, 8. 27.
Well, what's 3 times 8?
3 times 8 is 24.
Okay, what's 3 times 9?
27.
27. So does that get me close?
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to put a 9 up here. All right, because that's my 1 that I'm going to do. Okay, and then I'm going to subtract this and get 2. Now, do I have anything to bring down?
No.
So what do I need to do?
Your remainder is 2.
My remainder is 2, but what I have left over is 2. Well, I don't want to add anything to this. I can't add a 0 to this, because now that I'm done here, I have no more to go.
So that's my answer.
Okay, well, right now, we're just going to do it as a remainder, okay, and not worry about
So
the
the answer
decimal
is
point.
189.
So my answer is 189 with remainder 2. So I would write that as 189 remainder 2. Okay,
That was easy kind of that way.
you think it's easier this way?
I like that way.
Okay, then
That way.
going digit by digit?
I like to play that.
Okay,
I like that. We're going to do the box method?
we're going to do the box method next. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so let's think about how we can do the box method. And we're going to use the same problem that I've got up here on the board. I kind of showed you, but I want to walk you through it. Okay, so if I do 2 divided by 256, okay, I'm going to put this number into boxes. And how many digits do I have?
4.
Three here. So 256. I'm gonna put it in a box here. All right. And I'm gonna be dividing that by 2. So what can I multiply by to get
2.
okay? And I'm gonna put that below it here and subtract out, and I've got 0. Now I'm gonna move this 0 up to here. Now what can I multiply by 2 to get 5? 2 with 4. Okay, now I'm gonna subtract that out and I get 1. Well, guess what? Now I'm gonna move this 1 up here with the 6, and that gives me 16 in that box. Now 2, 8, 16, and that gives me 0. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking my number down, and I'm doing it digit by digit, but I'm keeping it organized in my mind by putting it in this box. Notice how I moved it here to put the 16 here. Okay? Michael, you're saying you still like the standard? You like this one? Okay. And you like the place value? All right.
I like the box method.
Let's try the box method with another number. Let's do 4 divided by 600 and what give me a number? 697. Okay. So I'm gonna put my 697 in a box. I'm gonna think about this digit by digit. All right, and I'm doing 4. So is there anything I can multiply by 4 to get 6? 1. Okay. So I'm gonna put my 1 up here. Okay, and that gives me what? 4. I'm gonna subtract, and I have what? 2 left over. So now I'm gonna move my 2 up here. So now I've got 29. Is there anything that I can multiply 4 by to get 29 or close to 29?
7.
Okay, and what does that give me?
28.
Okay, so 7 times 4 is 28. What do I have left over? 1. And then I'm going to move my 1 up here. Now I have 17 in that box.
4 times 4.
Okay, is
16.
16. And then how much do I have left over?
1.
1. So remainder of 1. So what's my answer?
174.
You like that way better?
That's easy. That's not, this makes me like it. But the standard way, it's hard. It's too long. Like this one, we got to do 4 times 6. Then whatever left over, you give it to the other one. That's
Right, and
easy.
you just move it into this box. Now you have that.
Then you got to make numbers.
Standard method. So, yeah, it's whatever method makes you feel more comfortable. It's going to be the one that we need to use. Okay? As long as you get the right answer, that's the most important part.
I don't know.
Okay? Well, I'm going to give you some problems today, and I'm just going to let you practice with some of these different methods. Okay? And I'm just going to come around and answer any questions, and then we're going to come to get back together, and we're going to talk about it and get our answers. Now, if you want to work in groups to see if you can get your problems, you can. And once you finish and you have your answer, if you want to check it on your calculator, don't do it on the calculator first, but let's check it on the calculator, and then we'll go over them together and make sure we all have the right answers. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be problems just like that.
Yes. Mhm.
What time we learn move on to like what do you
Yes, we'll move on to the 4 digits. I might give you one of those just for fun up here. Okay. All right. Kamari, could you please pass out notebook paper to everyone? And all we're going to do today is I'm going to give you 5 problems on the board for you to work through. So just you can go back and hold it a little bit. All right, so we're going to do divided by 491. Yeah. 5 divided by 851. You can do any method you want to. You choose the method that you would like to do. I'm going to use the box first. Anytime you use more than one method, and just choose which one you feel more comfortable using. Okay? So you can actually use several methods, and if you want to work together in groups, you may, or you can work individually. And some might have remainders and some might not. Yeah, there's one more moving forward. Okay, so that's
Whoa. my one up here, now I have 11. One time. Five. So what's your answer? 80. Yeah, I do. I thought you carry look at that again. So then you have 49. Oh, because if you do 0 times 6, then it's 0. So then you move that 4 up into the box with the 9, now you have 49. And then 49. Hey, girls, do it.
All right, let's stop for a second. Let's revisit. Some of you are trying to practice the box method. And so let's revisit that with number 1. Just a minute. Okay, so if you give me your attention, we had 6 divided by 491, right? So let's put 491 in my box. Okay. I'm going to use me a different color so y'all can kind of see what's going on. So if I have 6, can I multiply anything by 6 and get close to 4? No. So I'll put a 0. 6. Okay. 0 times 6 is 0. So what do I have left? 4. Now I'm going to move my 4 up here. Now I have 49. What can I get close to? And that gives me what? 48. Gives me 1 left over. Now I'm going to move my 1 to this box, and now I have 11. Okay, so 1. I'm going to subtract, and I have 5. So my answer is 81 with a remainder of 5. So I'm just taking those chunks and putting them in the boxes, just like, very similar to my digit by digit that we saw in the video, but I'm moving those into a box. So now I've just got this box to worry about. And then I'm going to move it and just have this box to worry about. I'm just kind of breaking it down. Some of you have confused looks on your face. That's okay. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it like this. If you like the standard algorithm and you can get the right answer, do it. Okay? This is just another strategy, just another tool to put in our toolbox. Okay? Because we want to make sure we have lots of tools in our toolbox and lots of different strategies that we can use to learn. You may want to make your boxes big. Some of y'all are writing really little. Y'all got lots of paper you can use. You can make it as big as you need to. Well, 8 going to 7. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put a 0 up there as my placeholder. Let me go ahead and remind you, tomorrow is Raider Advisory. So during Raider time, you're not coming to me, you're going to whoever your Raider advisor is. It's whoever you went to the last time you went to the cafeteria and you split into groups. I think you go straight to that person. So you're Miss McAlpine, who's your Raider advisor?
The teacher who finds you like temporary one of the
What are you talking about? You check in with your home base, and then you'll go, and then Haley will talk to you about it, I'm sure. But it's Raider Advisory tomorrow. Yeah, so you go to your Raider Advisory. All right, how we doing? Okay.
get 55.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, 35.
it goes to the second time.
Yes, 7.
So we do 7 times.
What do you get? So you're 35 minus 35, right? Because 7 times 5 is 35. So then you would have 0. So now you got the 1 to deal with.
It's 34. You subtract it. It's 34. You subtract 34.
7 times 5 is
Oh, yeah, 35.
35. So I subtract 35 from 35 and I get 1.
Oh, you must have subtracted.
Yeah.
Zero. So you bring the 0 up here?
There's no main.
Why are you giving me 17?
Okay, now check my.
My aunt, she said, one just said,
Which is 0. You gotta put your 0 up there.
right over here.
Up there.
Then we get 5, so you get 0, but you so that's my answer. What you mistake? Oh.
The remainder of 1. Which one were you doing? Okay, well, if you're gonna do this with the standard, that's what makes you feel comfortable. Let's see how we do it. 600.
What do you
Can't do that, so I had to skip to the 49. And you said that was. No, it's not 48, I'm not gonna multiply 48. But am I multiplying 6 by to get 48? 8. Okay, so then I put 8 up here, I have 48. Now subtract that, you have 1, then I have to bring this 1 down, I have 11. Will that go in there? How many times? 1 time. So 1 times is 9, I have to subtract that out, 5, and I have 8. You can put 48 up there. Do whatever you want. I don't know why it's glitching.
Four. 25 minus 21 is 4, so you carry over 4. 49 is 49, you get 49. So 7 times something gets you 49. And I think that would be 8, and then 5. No, 6. 6 is the close. 7. 7, true.
Well,
Why do you put
Right there, zero,
That's
zero,
what we
zero,
are
zero.
schools, but.
What about multiply by 8?
Look at it. And he got back on track. Right.
Now multiply by 8 to get close.
Yeah, I did it right. Well, we went to the school. Can I multiply 8? What about 8 times? What's 8 times 10? That's too much. So now I need to go back, what's 8 times 9? That's too much.
Oh, see, don't get the things that are right.
9 times 8 is 72. So I put my 9, and then I bring my 7 down here. See, I can't put 8 in the 7, because that's too big. That's too much. If I do 9,
You got it now.
so 8 times 9.
We gonna do 2. We gonna do 2. We gonna do 2 divided by 200 and 2,292. Oh, I was trying to get that. Okay, but we're gonna do
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He said it ugly. I was gonna give her, no, she is right, cause she got the long, I like the long tongue. No, she don't, she got
They
the
only
little
have
hair.
one phone.
I was gonna get hot pink.
Your girlfriend got the red one.
No, she got the long one, but she got the red one. And I was gonna get. But she was. Yeah, but I don't got no tongue on. Well, I do that tongue on it. You trying to mess with us?
I'll give you some.
I'm like,
Well, hardly mine, I'm telling you that. We just got
I'm
one.
just gonna think you going to sit, right?
Got it?
Whoa.
Oh, we're doing a good job of here working together. How you doing, Melvin?
How you are rare.
How we doing, Melvin? Getting it?
Okay, so 0.
Are you guys still on the track?
All right, guys, we need to come back together. We have actually ran out of time. So we won't get to go over all of them today, but let's see about, let's do a couple of them. And I'm going to call, let's do 2. We got time for a few comments. Show me your work on 2 of these. Okay, and you can just talk us through what method you wanted to use, what method did you use, and why you feel more comfortable with that method. All right, so let's see. Austin, why don't you come up here and show us one? All right, so everybody come back up. Show your attention to Austin. He's going to help show us how we're going to talk through this problem. Okay, go ahead. Okay, and he used the box method. So look at yours as he's working through his problem. So he did one time, and so now we have 3 left over. So we're gonna move the 3 into the tens place. So now we have, now we're looking at 5 divided into 35. He moved the 3 up here. See, he subtracted here, and then he moved this 3 into this box. So now we're just looking at this 35 chunk. Okay, go ahead. What's 7 times 5? 35, so that's what I have to put here to subtract. Okay? All right. Taya? This is going to be the last one we're going to have time to do. Okay, so now we're looking at 7 into 25. I guess it's 3, so I'm going to subtract that out. And she had 4 left over. Now we've got 7 into 49. Very good. 137 with a remainder of 0. Good job. All right, if you will give me your papers, we're going to have to go ahead and stop this morning. If you'll give me your paper, we will continue with this tomorrow.
It already stopped.